What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Joe, the Juggernaut Joyce. Get this. Joe Joyce states, he says, I maybe underestimated Zhang a little bit. Thought I would get him out in later rounds. Wow. He also said this. He said, if you look... Wait a minute. If you look at my previous fights, each fight I change a little bit depending on the opponent. He said, I maybe underestimated Zhang a little bit. Thought I would get him out of there in the later rounds. Obviously, he was very fast and accurate with that left hand and the counter shots. But this time, it's going to be different because I'm more motivated and switched on than ever. I was still in there, and I was quite successful with the amount of shots I threw and landed, Joyce said. And if it wasn't for the eye, I think he was starting to tire in mid-late rounds. He also knows that, so he's been training hard as well. But I think I'm going to get him this time. Those are the words of Joe Joyce, and let me counterpunch. I think Joe Joyce's game plan has pretty much been the same. I don't know about the changing up, if at all. I don't know about that. I think if anything, he will, if anything changed at all, I would say his weight changed. But other than that, nothing really much more. I think Joe Joyce is a guy that rushes and attacks. He's the juggernaut. He's got that reputation for a reason, so I think everybody expected what Joe Joyce expected. So it was surprising because we all thought that. We all thought that Joe Joyce was going to go in there, get in there, beat him up, take what he got, dish it back, and then that fighter can't take it. Eventually, he will fold. We thought that was going to happen based on another fight. That's why, people, you do not base another fight off another fight. Every fight is different. Every fight, the matchups, the styles, the chemistry, the energy, everything is different. That's why you cannot rate a fighter from this fight and then you bring them in with another fighter and expect the same result. It doesn't happen. We all did that shit with Pacquiao. I know I did. We did that shit with Pacquiao and Mayweather, and we asked, what Mayweather's going to do when Pacquiao throws 12 punches? He's going to wrap him the fuck up and tie him up. That's what he's going to do, and he's going to repeat the process, and that's exactly what he did. Okay, so you can't take a fighter and say, you know what, that fighter with that other fighter did this, and this is the result. Then take him in, that same fighter, and take him in with another fighter and expect him to do the same thing, because that other fighter is not going to do the same thing. Okay, that other fighter might have seen that fight. That other fighter might have had adjustments. But I can tell you what, speaking of adjustments, Joe Joyce didn't have it. He didn't have any adjustments. Like he said, he thought he was going to get him out in the later rounds. Not what happened. He didn't make it to the later rounds. They stopped the fight on his ass. So is it safe to say, maybe, just maybe, if Joe Joyce gets past round 6 without any very serious damage to his eyes, the result may be different. The percentage goes up. Not guaranteeing, because Zhang is going to go in there and bust you up, and he knows I can bust Joe Joyce up. I know I can take it to Joe. I know what my punching power can do to Joe, and I'm going to train hard because I'm older and I need to train hard. I need to train different because I don't have a lot of time. I'm trying to keep this WBO slot, okay, because he will be the next guy that gets that slot if he beats Joe Joyce again, and Joe Joyce will be out, okay? And remember, Joe Joyce is about 2 years-ish about younger than him. So he's not that much younger, okay? He's getting on up there himself, and he knows he's going to have to deliver. I will, by tomorrow, have my fight prediction ready based on these two fighters. It is fight week, people. I must remind you of Joe Joyce and Zhilei Zhang. You guys tell me what you think of Joe Joyce, vowing for it to be different this time. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!